Hi everyone, I'm so excited for today's video. In every clip that you're going to see, I'm probably doing one of my favorite things, and that is just being on the outside, taking care of my flower beds, planting, mulching, and all that fun stuff. As I'm filming here, John and I are about to leave for a local greenhouse. It's called Mary's Flower Patch, Mary with an I. And I have gotten to know Mary over the years, and she has an amazing green thumb, just very beautiful plants. And I'll take you guys with me so you can see for yourself. And if you're ever in the area, make sure to stop in at her greenhouse. Her and her husband actually run it. And then later today, we'll be doing some mulching. All excited for that. So join me as I work out here and enjoy. As you can see, Mary's Flower Patch is definitely not just your run-of-the-mill greenhouse. So many interesting things, lots of creativity put into this place. She has lots of supplies to make a little fairy garden. I've always wanted to make one of these and never have gotten it done so far. Definitely on my bucket list. I always want to be small and walk through them when I see them. So cute. One of my favorite annuals are these impatiens, the double impatiens. I think they look like miniature roses. I always go for the pale pink ones. These are called apple blossoms. Definitely helping myself to some of these. And I'll probably be back later in the season. I sometimes don't like to just get everything at once. It can be kind of overwhelming to get it all planted. So today I'm basically just looking for some annuals to place here and there throughout my flower beds. Not really any pots so far. I do want to fix some of those later on. I'm also grabbing a fern. It's so pretty. So before getting into our day of mulching, I'm going to backtrack just a bit. And in case you're here just for the garden tour, which I totally understand, skip ahead to this time and that's where it will start. But for those of you that kind of like to see what all goes on behind the scenes, stay tuned. Of course, here in the woods, we have lots of leaves, and during the fall season, it's kind of nice because we blow a lot of them in the flower beds. I always feel like it protects my plants from the cold. Of course, lots of them go into the woods too, but here I'm just raking some of them out of the flower beds. I'm using a tarp to kind of load them up and drag them into the woods. Sometimes it's just easier this way versus, using a wheelbarrow. Twinkle is often with me when I'm out here gardening. He loves it when I work outside. So today I'm going to work on improving some areas directly by our house, like all around the perimeter. I just go through and remove things I don't like or add things that should be added. I'm going to start here, and this is behind our house, like the back left side. And our patio, like large patio, is up here. Some steps coming down here. And some of these stones should be rearranged here. This could be a cute little patio area. Put pots on here. I never really get around to doing that, but I always have goals of eventually, one of these years, getting that done. I'm going to start here with this hydrangea. I'm going to leave that. It looks really healthy, but I'm going to plant some ground cover out around. My goal here is to not have any bare spots in these beds. And behind the house there's ferns and hosta. Those are just not up yet, but I know there's also some bare spots, so I might just add some more. Of course, we have the ivy, English ivy, growing underneath the deck. I try to keep it contained to just this area. It can definitely go a bit wild, as you can see. My plan is to start out with things that I have if I need to add anything. And then if I run into an area where I just feel like another little shrub or something that I don't have would look nice, I'll probably just go buy it. I dug out this lamium from the front yard where the pond is. I have lots of that growing. I'm going to add that around the hydrangea. I've been meaning to burn this grass and haven't gotten around to it, and since I'm back here anyway, I'll do it now. I don't know, maybe there's better ways of doing this, but to me it saves time versus having to clip everything. And don't worry, everything's fairly damp around here. We've gotten a lot of rain this spring. Hostas are such an easy plant to grow anywhere, and I have a lot of them throughout our property, and I plan to divide them. Here I'm just digging holes, making room for some more. Moving to the front of the house, you guys may remember John had built these raised beds for me, and last year I had put some vegetables in and then also pale pink petunias. And this year I'm planting strawberries in here. I have always wanted some somewhere, just enough to, doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to have a taste of fresh strawberries during the season. And I think this might be a good space to have some. It'll be easy picking, and it gets enough sunshine. I think we should be okay, so gonna give it a shot. I realize we won't be getting any this year and probably not a lot next year, but just thinking ahead here. Here is another area that has some bare spots. I'm just filling in, dividing my own plants. I have tried so many different plants in this bed, and I have learned that it just looks so much better to have low growing plants on a bank like this versus anything that has too much height. It just doesn't look right. So that's probably the main reason for some of these bare spots, is just I had to remove things because they just didn't look right to my eyes, and now I'm just trying to fill them in. Rarely do my cats destroy any plants. Not sure what's going on with Twinkle here. I feel like he was kind of showing off for Deeks. So moving ahead to present day, let's do some mulching. We always get our mulch from Kaufman Mulch. They have a leaf bark combination that I really like, and they have good service. I'm sure a lot of you locals are familiar with their mulch. I feel extra blessed to have John at home on a day like this with a huge project in front of us. You know, mulching is not really an easy feat. With the two of us working, it took us probably about half a day because we didn't start until mid-forenoon and ended around 3:30. And some of the time I was even planting, so we weren't, you know, both mulching all the time, but I was really thankful for his help. Here I'm planting alyssum. I'm not sure why I plant this every year. I just thought it would look so pretty with an alyssum border along the edge here, but honestly, alyssum doesn't always do the best here on our property for some reason. So I'm not sure why I keep trying to do this, but I like it so much. I like the smell of it and the look of it, and I always think maybe this year it'll be nice. We hope to fix some of these spots in our lawn soon. As you can see, there's some bare spots. Our soil just isn't the best back here in the woods, and especially underneath the trees, it just kind of gets thin over time, and then suddenly you have the lawnmower tracks showing like this. Maybe every lawn has upkeep like this, I'm not sure, but it always seems harder back here in the woods to grow nice thick grass. You guys probably remember the stonescape that John did last year. One of my favorite things on our property. He did such a good job with it. I put in these terraces and then steps and also this walkway. And on the left side, I had just planted in annuals last year, so there's nothing there. And I think I'm gonna add some lavender. And I have these little white flowers, not sure of the name of them. They always remind me of miniature petunias. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the name, but really cute. I thought they would look nice, you know, cascading over the rocks. And then I'll add a few boxwoods on either side of the path. Here's an area in front of my shed that I want to kind of start over with. I actually removed all of the plants. In fact, when I painted the shed earlier this year, I removed most of them and just felt like I need a clean slate, start all over. And it's kind of hard here with, I've mentioned this before, but with the overhang, you know, the back plants often don't get as much rain. So I really need to watch what I plant back there. And in front of me here, I have some boxwoods. I thought those would look pretty along the back, and I think those should be okay without, you know, as much rain. And I have these little white flowers again. Plan to put those along the front. Some annual salvia, and this pretty viburnum, maybe on the left side. And then I have a red twig dogwood that I had on the front porch over the winter months that I plan to put on the right side. And if I have room, I really want to add something pink. And Marlene said she has some dianthus pinks that I can have. So I may go out. She's not at home today, but she said I can gladly get them. She kind of explained where they're at. So I may go out and get those if I see that I have room. But let's start arranging. Before we plant, we're just going to arrange everything, kind of see how it looks. So I feel like I have about 2 or 3 spaces here, and here, and maybe in here to add those pinks. So let's walk out to Marlene's house and get those. Maybe we can get a sneak peek at her gardens while we're at it. So many beautiful plants, and Marlene does have an Etsy shop where she sells some of them, so make sure to check that out. I'll put it down below in the description box, and then also her Instagram link where she shares a lot of pictures and gardening tips. We have had quite the dreary and cloudy weather here in Ohio for at least a week or more. If it wasn't raining, it was just cloudy, like no sunshine. And I knew I'd probably have a problem getting my final videos, getting nice shots, you know, with good lighting. Don't get me wrong, I do love the rain. In fact, everything looks so nice and green when it's raining and extra vibrant. But for that final shot, I did want some sunshine or just good lighting at least. We finally did get that sunshine, and Kenny, my oldest son, kindly took some drone footage for me. I know most of you know this, but we live in the rural hills of Holmes County, Ohio. That is in the northeastern part of the state. We're surrounded by valleys and woods and hills and fields, and as you can see right now, everything's extra pretty with all of the different shades of green going on. I'm so thankful that years ago my parents picked this spot in the middle of the woods. Everything was trees around here. They cleared a section and built a house, and that is where we're at now. I know they did what a lot of people would say is almost impossible, clearing an area that is just filled with rocks and poor soil, just not the nicest place to work with, but years of hard work, this is the result, so worth it. We feel so blessed to live in a place like this. I'm always fascinated by drone footage like this. It just gives your property a whole new perspective. And you also see all the flaws. I see all the bare spots in our lawn, and my porches aren't fixed up yet, but that'll happen soon, hopefully. I probably would have feared for the drone here, but of course Kenny had to fly over the pond, and he captured this video clip of the oldest fish in our pond. It has to be. I was just a little girl living at home when we put this fish in here. It's one of those white Amers. They help to keep your pond clean, but he just looks like he's out of the Stone Age or something. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're a gardener like I am, you know that we're never finished. Like, I have so many areas I still want to work on. Of course, for me, I still need to fix up our porches and decks. We've had really chilly weather here in Ohio, so I really haven't had the mood to do it, but now with these nice days, I want to get it done because we want to sit outside and enjoy it. I also have a few other things I want to do this spring, one of them being creating a little herb garden somewhere, a place where I can grow some different teas at least. And then of course there's spots throughout my gardens where I want to add some things. I'm having issues with some of my lavender not growing out very well along my stone steps out by the shop. Maybe some of you would have tips for me. I'm not sure, do I just need to be patient and wait for it to grow out, or do I just give up and plant something else in there? I hope this video was inspiring to you, and you don't need, acreage to create pretty little gardening spaces. You can do that anywhere. And this all around here did not happen overnight. It took years to get it, looking like this, and I'm still not finished. As always, I hope you're enjoying the spring season we're in. I hope your day is going great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.